back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? It's a day. So, it took me 5 days to scrub my shower. And I know you're wondering, why did it take you 5 days to scrub your shower? Isn't it weird how the lighting, I don't know what that is. It goes warm color, cool color, warm color, cool color. Okay, anyway, I don't know what it is. But yeah, so I haven't scrubbed my shower since probably the beginning of summer. Maybe June. I don't remember. And we have well water. So if you have well water, you know what that's like. Depending on the minerals and all the stuff, you know, you can turn your shower orange or, you know, pink or yellow or brown or depending on the well water. And ours is this orangish color, which is kind of funny because when we were on Southwest Water, it was the same color. But that was hard water and this is really soft water. But so I never have time to scrub my shower. And I'm always like, I should do it after somebody showers, right? Because then it's easier to scrub off. But I never have time because it's usually in the evening and, you know, that just doesn't work. So one day I have the Norwex kitchen brush, okay, where you put soap in it, in the handle, and okay, it's a kitchen brush, but I've never used it in the kitchen. I use it in the bathroom because it's so handy in the sink and everything. Yeah. And then they have this little itty bitty one that, you know, you can really, you know, So I'm lazy like that. But anyway, I was in the other bathroom and I saw the brush and I'm like, So I stuck it in my shower. Now, I don't take long showers, okay? But on the days I actually do add conditioner to my hair, which is maybe once a week, twice a week, then I have to find something to do in the shower. And it's like, you know, if I know I'm doing it, then I'll do that first. And then, you know, wash my face, you know, scrub my feet, you know, do all the things. And so this time when I put conditioner in, I took the scrub brush and I started scrubbing the first panel. You know, you have 4 corners, okay? Well, you have 3 and then the shower doors. So I scrubbed that panel down, and that was usually not the worst. And then we have 2 bench seats, you know, so I scrubbed that bench seat, which was orange, okay? And I did a part of the other part, and I thought, I'll just leave it. I got to get out, right? I can't be in here this long. So the next time I took a shower, you know, it was a quick one, but then I continued to do the second wall. And then the third day, I showered, I did the next wall in the corner really good, that next wall and everything. And then the fourth time I took a shower, then I did the shower doors, you know, those are fun. And so by the 5th day I had the bottom done and I'm seeing, oh, I messed up here and I messed down here and the shower doors need another scrub. So I've left this thing in my shower. My husband hasn't asked me yet what I am doing. But he hasn't even said, hey, I noticed you scrubbed the shower. I'm oblivious. He will notice that I didn't put the toilet paper away, you know, for 3 days. But he won't notice that I scrubbed the shower after 3-4 months. Yeah, it must be a guy brain. It's totally a guy brain. But yeah, so I've been doing that. And now I'm like, so how do I get the other shower scrubbed? Do I have to start showering in there? I like taking baths in there because we have just a shower. But I could take, like, you know, test out my bath bombs and, you know, for science. And then scrub. It's just easier to scrub this stuff off when somebody's taking a shower and it's humid and it just works so much easier. But yeah, that's why it took me 5 days to scrub my shower. So now, and I'm half blind with my glasses off. Not half blind, but you know, you miss it, everything blurs. So, you know, I see it when I get out. So maybe one of these days I'll just do what I do when I go swimming and I'll just leave my glasses on and then scrub the shower. Maybe I'll get more of the parts that I'm missing. But hey, I'm all for, hello, kudos to me. The shower looks half decent. So now I just have to get the other one done. Yeah, want a tip? You can wash those plastic liners that you pay $3 for, you know, the $3 ones, and they're supposed to be a liner because you have a cloth one. Yeah, you throw a little bleach in the washing machine and you let it soak a little bit, you know, and that stuff comes off. Like, we got really gross stuff, so trying to save on buying liners because, you know, otherwise I save them and my boys end up using them for something, you know, but it's okay. We recycle a lot, much to my husband's dismay. But anyway, today, are you sick of hot process? I'm a little bit sick of hot process, yeah, but I have a lot of hot process to do because I'm out of my pastes. But that's another topic. But today we're doing an emulsified sugar scrub. What is an emulsified sugar scrub? We will talk about it all in the video. So 3 things: be kind, be forgiving, and be you. And let's go check out maybe it'll be a series. Maybe I'll do all my scrubs for Christmas. Yeah. Let's go check out this sugar scrub. Okay, into our sugar scrub. Now, what makes it an emulsified sugar scrub? Because I make a lot of sugar scrubs on my website, and there's at least 3 or 4 different types. An emulsified one is simply, it's a sugar scrub that transforms into a lotion-like substance when it comes into contact with water. So, unlike a salty sugar body polish, right, that will leave more of an oil finish on your skin, the emulsified one will rinse off a lot easier and without that greasy feeling. And it's a thicker, creamier texture also that rinses away cleanly, kind of like the green clay cleanser we did in fall. But anyway, if you're going to watch this video all the way through, then you will get the correct measurements. If you skip, you won't. So for starters, there's always stearic acid and the emulsifying wax. NF is what I use. And then I also use a healthy dose of shea and mango butter with some oils, which are going to be apricot kernel oil and avocado oil. I love those 4 things. I really do. I put them in everything. Okay, the problem with this is I couldn't read my writing on my old notes, and it's been a hot minute since I made this, so I messed up on the measurements there. So it is actually 0.7 ounces of shea and mango. That was correct. But it's 1.7 ounces of apricot and 1.7 ounces of avocado. Okay, yeah, you didn't see that because I screwed it up. Good thing I divided them in 2. I divide them in 2 because I'm going to make 2 different types. Okay, so you heat them up just till they're, you know, a good temperature, 130. It doesn't have to be super hot. And then at this point, I add my my fragrance oils, and I add my preservative, and I add my mica. That's what the other thing is. I'm like, what do I add at this point? Mica. So we're making 2. We're making the sugar cookie, which is on the left, and we're making the gingerbread that is on the right. Yes, you can make sure you mix those oils in really well and preservative in really well. Did I add the preservative yet? I don't know. You want to add a preservative. If you're making it for yourself, you can skip that part. I would just make sure I had a spoon in the shower, you know, like a little wood bamboo one or something, popsicle stick, so you're scraping it out and not getting water in it, because then consumers are the number one reason that body products go bad. It's because we, you know, dip our hands in there, we put our germs in there, we get water in there. It's a thing. So you don't and I always err on the side of caution. At this point, I use probably not the same amount as I would in a lotion, but pretty close to the same amount because I want it to, preserve the things. And as you can see, I have added my mica now, so we really know which one is which. Won't have any screwing up this way. And they're still, as you've seen, over 120 degrees, but it doesn't matter. At this point, they're both going into the refrigerator or freezer if you prefer. I put them in the fridge because I kind of tend to forget about them, and take them out when they're cool and kind of chunky. You'll see the sugar cookie one is definitely cool. Well, the sides are cool. I wasn't really happy with it. The gingerbread one I threw back in the fridge. And I'm going to show you, I actually threw this one back in the fridge. I'm kind of particular. I'm sorry, but that's just how I am. It would have worked out fine. It's just sometimes that bottom of the, if it was 120 some degrees and I put it in there, sometimes the bottom is still warm, meaning that inner part is still warm. Because we want this to be opaque and translucent, kind of like you would if you were, like whipping an egg. And at this point, it probably would have been okay, but I was just like, I'm going to err on the side of caution and just put it back in for like 5-10 minutes. But you can see it even lightened up a little more, and that's what we're going for, is a lighter color. Translucent might not be the right word there, guys. And then we're going to add sugar, and it's a good 6 ounces of sugar in each one. Okay, and this will make a beautiful, perfect 8-ounce scrub for me. This yellow one. That's the sugar cookie. Actually, I had an order. That's why I was making it. Otherwise, I wasn't going to do my sugar scrubs till later, actually. But I was like, well, if I have an order, what the heck? I can make my gingerbread ones for the website, and it's all, perfect timing. I get them done. Yes. And it's a nice creamy, it's totally different than the whipped. It's totally different than the body polish. It's just a different consistency, and it will thicken up. Like, you're going to see it and it looks soft, but it does cool and thicken up. So you're not pulling like salt and sugar and, getting it on the bottom of your shower. Well, I do that all the time, type of thing. Watch the color change on this one. But, that one, it's more like, a sticky lotion, if you want, not a sticky, but, it's going to stay where you put it, and then you just kind of, scrub it all around. Yeah. Yeah. And another 6 ounces into the gingerbread. I don't know if it's gingerbread cookie. I can't remember what I labeled it. I didn't. Where did I? Oh, I did call it gingerbread cookie. Okay. It smells like a ginger snap. If only you could eat some of these things. I'm sure that's why people become chefs. Do you think they just like to make it? I'd want to just eat it, so yep, that's me. But these little doozies are on the website, and these are a 4-ounce jar. They're actually a double-walled jar, and they get this fancy little white cover on them. They look just adorable, super fun to use, and they do make great gifts for yourself and others. But anyway, there is the Emulsified Sugar Scrubs. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by, and I will see you next time. God bless.